Politicians really get to me. We had, this year we had COVID. I mean, one of the biggest pandemics this country's seen in over a century. And I mean, we had the lockdowns, we had the layoffs, in some cases, termination. I mean, this was a major disruptive force for the economy, for working families, for society in general. I mean, if you're retired and you don't have to work, I mean, you may have been inconvenienced, but still, we're all we're all in this together. I mean, nobody likes the lockdowns. Nobody likes the wearing mask. Nobody likes, everything happened, and it just happened, and it happened. And then when the CARES Act took place, problem was all the corporate welfare and the giveaways that took place, which we have a president that talked about, hey, he was going to go and be a different kind of president, and he was going to fight for the people. Um, the way Donald Trump handled this COVID crisis definitely tells you he is not deserving of a first term or a second term. He didn't deserve a first term either. But that's beside the point. A lot of corporate wealth from $4.5 trillion, being given to corporations to save jobs. And some of these corporations actually took the money and still laid people off and fired people and destroyed their lives. And we got some of us were lucky, I guess you could say, and got a measly $1,200 um, check. Um, I'm not ungrateful for it, but really we needed more than just a one-time payment of $1,200. And then there was unemployment where people were making about $600 a week, pretty much all the way till the end of July 31st, which is now, what is it, August the 3rd? So that's pretty much where we're at right now. And you got elected politicians talking about national priorities, and usually the same old people talking. Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham and Chuck Grassley. All these folks are sitting there talking about about all this spending, and what the spending they're concerned about is stuff that benefits people, not the corporation. The giving money to corporations, they don't even think twice about it. Or if we're going to have a war, they won't think twice. It's open that lock box, and we're just going to go and spend and credit card our way into fighting wars and propping up corporations. And what's worse about the corporate welfare, and I don't know why people don't talk about this, our corporations are not even American corporations that have received money from the federal government. Stephen Mnuchin pretty much said, "Come on, boys, get all this free money, all this free stuff. Is the free stuff that the right wing loves to talk about. Here's the free stuff that right there given to big business." Of course, when you tell some of these hacks about, they'll tell you, "Oh, we can't afford this healthcare. We can't afford a Green New Deal. We can't afford free college. We're spending ourselves to oblivion." Then you tell them, what about the corporate welfare? Then they know they've been kind of owned. So that, "Well, I'm opposed to corporate welfare too." Bull. They weren't complaining about it until people started suggesting taking our tax dollars and spending it intelligently, like on Medicare for all and like a Green New Deal, free college, getting us out of these wars and repairing our infrastructures with a job guarantees program. Um, that's cost money, but corporate welfare and and endless wars, no problem. No problem. Republicans are going to be make sure that's taken care of, and so are also the corporate Democrats. So, you know, yeah, and I've heard it from a couple of politicians. Chuck Grassley talking about the work ethic, and Lindsey Graham talking about people being paid more that to not work than they were working. And they're talking about the work ethic is being compromised or what have you. I have something I have to say about that. For a change. Good. Good. I am glad. I am glad. If people who were making $600 a week, they were making more not working than they were working. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad they were making more. I am glad they were making more. It's about time poor and middle class people receive some justice. Good. I wish it keep going. I would rather have a society to pay people not to work than the way it is currently, where people are working their asses off and get abused and get underpaid and abused by the companies they work for, and they're working longer hours, uh, stupid, inconsistent hours, not getting decent health care benefits, not getting a decent retirement, and just taking just a lot of crap from people above them, and treating employees like garbage all the time. I, yeah, if somebody's being paid to do nothing, I much rather have that situation than the status quo of people being pay substandard just to get a lot of grief from bosses and a lot of stress in their lives. Good, good. I just want, and I make no apologies for it. Do you hear me stutter? So solutions, I mean, and that's the thing, this work ethic, this working hard business. Why do we have to have an economy where working hard is the goal instead of working smarter? We have all this technology out there, this artificial intelligence. You would think that people would be able to work less and make at least what they were making previously, or if not more, and to relax more. That's what we deserve, not this. Well, we're going to have technology that's going to cut people's cut unemployment with all this cut staff and lay people off with because we have all this artificial intelligence. And what it ends up doing is, and people end up working harder, and and they're more stressed, and their work is actually dirtier than ever before. But then they have to go and almost have a master's degree to operate the technology in some cases. I mean, I'm kind of exaggerating, but you know what I mean. And people are just they're actually more stressed than there need to be. No, I mean, and with this COVID crisis, I mean, and that's another thing. We handled it one of the worst ways of all the Western democracies around the world. We handle it in the dumbest of ways. Yeah, yeah. Well, like what? I mean, like no Medicare for all, not even a temporary Medicare for all. And Trump's been trying to get rid of the Affordable Care Act, which was not the best thing Obama ever did as far as reforms was concerned. But you could at least kept the Affordable Care Act with a public option. But ideology comes first to these people. I mean, I'm accused of being an ideologue, and I am an ideologue. But the ideology I support actually works. Um, it's practical, and it's practice and mainstream practice by our closest allies around in the West. And we can't do that here for some reason. American exceptionalism 101, unfortunately, rise again. No Medicare for all. I mean, other countries taking care of their unemployment problem. How? As the wages. And so people who were, instead of getting fired or laid off, they were furloughed, and the government paid 80% of their salaries while they're furloughed. Or we could have at least done a temporary UBI, or if I had it my way, a permanent UBI, universal basic income. Um, and it's not going to reward laziness. It's not going to reward any of these things. People get a if we had a UBI in this country, and if we had a UBI of Andrew Yang's plan of $1,000 a month, you know what's going to happen? A lot of people are going to pay some bills off, and let me tell you how good it'll be for the economy. A lot of credit card debt would go away pretty quickly. You know that they don't want it. A lot of loans will be paid off. You know the banks don't want it. Um, you'll have people be able to buy groceries, and some basic necessities. Retail might go along with it, and it'll basically help people. You'll actually have fewer people on welfare if we had a UBI. I don't know why more conservatives don't go along with it, because it'll be less bureaucratic, and it will actually have more people working as a result. I do not think a UBI would reward laziness. It would not do that. But this is the kind of country we live in, where common sense is rejected every step of the way. And if it's asked backwards and it doesn't make any sense, it seems like our politicians go for that approach instead. Uh, And this just got to stop, people. This just got to stop. When we, well, I'm Bernie Bro. If you like what you heard, press like and comment. If you hate it, press dislike and comment. Either way, comment. Subscribe. Um, Help me get this channel to elevate this channel. I like to get it up to 1,000 subscribers if possible, and see where we can go from there. And that's my goal until between now and the end of the year. So I am asking each and every one of you to do so, because I believe this channel has something to offer. It isn't about me, but it's about social democracy, and my little unique angle perhaps on it. So I'm asking each and every one of you to subscribe. And once again, until next time, peace. Bernie Sanders for president 2024. And I'm not kidding when I say that.